Did you know? Your nightly routine might be secretly setting you up for a stroke, but the good news is you can change that starting tonight. What if I told you that some of the most common ways we relax after 5 p.m. are actually increasing our risk of stroke? For so many of us, the hours after work are for decompressing and getting ready for the next day. But inside these seemingly harmless habits, there can be hidden dangers that quietly put stress on our heart, blood vessels, and brain. The numbers can be startling. Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States has a stroke. But here's the number that really matters. Health organizations believe a vast majority of strokes are linked to risk factors we can actually change. Prevention isn't just about what you do during the day. It's about making smart, healthy choices in the evening when your body is supposed to be resting and repairing itself. Today, we're counting down 7 evening habits to avoid after 5 p.m. to help you dramatically lower your stroke risk. We'll start with some of the more well-known risks and work our way down to the most surprising one. And you'll definitely want to stick around for number 1, because it's a silent threat that most people don't think about. It's a fundamental habit that, when ignored, undermines all your other healthy efforts. Let's get started. Number 7. Eating a late, heavy dinner. Coming in at number 7 is a habit that's practically built into modern life. Eating a big, late dinner. We've all been there. After a long day and a late commute, you finally sit down to eat, and it's 8, 9, or even 10 o'clock at night. While it might feel like you have no choice, science is telling us that the timing of your last meal has a huge impact on your heart health. Okay, let's find out the problem, then followed by the solution and benefit. Our bodies run on an internal 24-hour clock called the circadian rhythm. This clock controls everything from when you feel sleepy to how your body processes food. During the day, your body is primed to digest food efficiently. But as evening comes, your internal clock starts getting your systems ready for rest and repair. When you eat a large meal late at night, you throw a wrench in that system. Your digestive system is forced to work overtime right when it should be powering down. This isn't just about feeling bloated. Research has found that eating your last meal of the day after 9 p.m. is associated with a 28% higher stroke risk compared to eating earlier. Here's why. During sleep, your blood pressure is supposed to drop by 10 to 20%. This nightly dip is like a vacation for your cardiovascular system. But when you eat late, your body has to send a lot of blood to your stomach to handle digestion. This process keeps your metabolism revved up and, crucially, can stop your blood pressure from taking that much-needed dip. This is known as a non-dipping blood pressure pattern, and it's a major risk factor for stroke. When your blood pressure stays high all night, it puts constant stress on your arteries, which can lead to damage and clots over time. The solution is simple in theory, but can be tough in practice. Eat dinner earlier. Your goal is to give your body plenty of time to digest before you go to sleep. A good rule of thumb is the 3-hour rule. Try to finish your last meal at least 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. So, if you go to sleep at 11 p.m., make 8 p.m. your dinner deadline. This helps your body get through the hardest part of digestion before you lie down, making it easier for your blood pressure to drop. To make this work, try planning your evening meals ahead of time. When you know what you're making, you're less likely to put it off. If your schedule forces you to eat late, try to make it a lighter meal. Think about easily digestible proteins like fish or chicken with plenty of vegetables, and avoid heavy, high-fat meals. You could also shift your eating schedule a bit. A bigger lunch can help you feel less hungry in the evening, making a smaller, earlier dinner feel more satisfying. So what is the benefit? By eating dinner earlier, you're working with your body's natural clock. You'll likely notice better sleep right away. But the long-term benefit is the real prize. You're actively helping to lower your overnight blood pressure, giving your heart and arteries a vital rest period every single night. This reduces chronic stress on your system and significantly cuts your long-term risk of stroke. Number 6. Lounging on the couch for hours. Next up at number 6 is the classic evening ritual for millions, collapsing on the couch and not moving for hours. After a tough day, Binge watching a show or scrolling on your phone feels like the ultimate reward. But this long stretch of doing nothing, even if you exercise that morning, creates a dangerous situation inside your blood vessels. This is called the active couch potato paradox. You might hit the gym or go for a run in the morning, but then spend most of the evening completely still. Unfortunately, that morning workout doesn't cancel out the negative effects of sitting for hours on end. When you sit for a long time, things in your body change. The large muscles in your legs, which are key for pumping blood back to your heart, go dormant. This causes your circulation to slow way down, and blood can start to pool in your lower legs. Think of a river hitting a flat plain and slowing to a crawl. In your body, this sluggish flow raises the risk of blood clots forming, a condition called deep vein thrombosis, DVT. Studies show that prolonged sitting can harm blood flow in your arteries and cause swelling in your legs. This poor flow can damage the delicate inner lining of your arteries, the endothelium. A healthy endothelium is smooth, but a damaged one can become a place where clots are more likely to form. If a piece of a clot from your leg breaks off and travels to your brain, it can cause a major stroke. In fact, sitting too much is considered an independent risk factor for stroke, meaning it raises your risk no matter what else you do. So what is the solution? The answer isn't to stop relaxing. It's to break up your sitting time with what some experts call activity snacks, short, simple bursts of movement that wake up your muscles and get your blood moving again. Try to get up and move at least once every 30 to 60 minutes. You don't have to do a full workout. Just use the end of a TV episode or a commercial break as a reminder to move. Stand up and walk around the room for a couple of minutes. Do some gentle stretches. Do a set of calf raises while you wait for your tea to brew. Even just fidgeting in your seat can help. The point is to frequently remind your circulatory system to keep things flowing. So, adding these little movements into your evening has instant payoffs. You'll avoid that stiff, sluggish feeling you get from being on the couch too long, and might even feel more energized. But the real win is the huge drop in your risk of forming blood clots. By regularly activating your leg muscles, you keep blood from pooling and help maintain the health of your blood vessels. It's a tiny change in your routine for a massive gain in your health. Number 5. Sipping a relaxing nightcap. At number 5 is one of the most accepted and misunderstood evening rituals, the nightcap. A glass of wine to unwind, a beer with the game, a cocktail to take the edge off. For a long time, alcohol has been seen as a way to relax, but when it comes to stroke risk, that evening drink could be doing a lot more harm than good. Let's get to the problem. The myth that a daily glass of red wine is good for your heart has been around for a while, but newer science is painting a more concerning picture. While alcohol might make you feel sleepy at first, its overall effects on your cardiovascular system are mostly negative. First, alcohol is a major driver of high blood pressure, which is the single biggest risk factor for stroke. When you drink, it can cause your blood pressure to spike. If you drink regularly in the evenings, this can lead to chronically high blood pressure that damages your arteries. Second, alcohol is a known trigger for atrial fibrillation, or AFib. This is a condition where the heart beats in a chaotic, irregular rhythm, which allows blood to pool and form clots. People with AFib have a 5 times higher risk of stroke. Even small amounts of alcohol can trigger an AFib episode. Some studies have even shown that your stroke risk can increase in the hour right after you have a drink. Third, alcohol ruins your sleep. It might help you doze off, but it disrupts your sleep cycle later in the night. It suppresses REM sleep and often causes you to wake up in the early morning hours with your heart racing. This fragmented, poor-quality sleep is its own risk factor for high blood pressure and stroke. So, the very thing you're using to relax is actually putting your body under stress all night. So, the best solution is to find healthier ways to unwind that don't involve alcohol. This means consciously changing your routine. Try exploring non-alcoholic drinks that actually help you relax, like a warm cup of chamomile or peppermint tea. You can also create a new relaxation ritual. Instead of pouring a drink, try 10 minutes of guided meditation, do some deep breathing exercises, or take a warm bath. Reading a physical book is another great way to signal to your brain that it's time to slow down. If you do choose to drink, the key is strict moderation. The guidelines suggest no more than 1 drink per day for women and 2 for men. But when it comes to stroke prevention, less is always better. And just like with food, try to avoid alcohol in the 2 to 3 hours before bed to keep it from wrecking your sleep. Number 4. Consuming hidden evening caffeine. At number 4, we have the habit of getting caffeine in your system too late in the day. We all think of our morning coffee, but the real danger often comes from the hidden sources of caffeine we consume in the afternoon and evening. Caffeine is a powerful stimulant. It works by blocking a chemical in your brain called adenosine, which is what makes you feel sleepy. When you block adenosine, you feel more alert, but your body also releases adrenaline. This makes your heart beat faster and your blood vessels tighten, causing your blood pressure to go up. The issue is that caffeine sticks around for a long time. It has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours. That means if you have a cup of coffee at 4 p.m., half of that caffeine is still in your system at 10 p.m. This lingering caffeine can mess with your stroke risk in 2 ways. First, it can keep your blood pressure high into the night, interfering with that natural dip we talked about. This puts constant strain on your cardiovascular system. Second, it destroys your sleep quality, even if you don't feel it. You might think you can have a soda with dinner and sleep fine, but the caffeine prevents you from getting into the deepest, most restorative stages of sleep. This poor sleep is a huge risk factor for high blood pressure and stroke. The biggest problem is that we often don't realize where caffeine is hiding. It's not just in coffee. A can of cola, black or green tea, energy drinks, dark chocolate, and even some headache pills can have a lot of caffeine. The best fix is to set a strict caffeine curfew. A good rule of thumb is to avoid all caffeine for at least 8 hours before you plan to go to sleep. For most people, that means a 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. cutoff. Become a label detective. Check the ingredients on drinks and snacks you have in the afternoon. You might be surprised. Switch to decaf coffee or herbal teas later in the day. If you need an afternoon pick-me-up, try going for a brisk walk, drinking a big glass of cold water, or having a healthy snack like an apple with almonds to keep your blood sugar stable. By setting a caffeine curfew, you're letting your body wind down naturally. You're protecting that vital overnight dip in your blood pressure. But the biggest benefit will be a huge improvement in your sleep. You'll spend more time in the deep sleep stages that are essential for your body to repair itself, and you'll wake up feeling truly rested, not just artificially stimulated. So, we're just over halfway through, and we've already covered some major threats that hide in plain sight. Are any of these habits part of your routine? Just thinking about it is the first step. If you're finding this video helpful and want to learn more about taking control of your health, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Now let's get back to our list because the next 3 are just as critical. Number 3, the just one, evening cigarette or vape. At number 3 is a habit with 0 benefits, the evening cigarette or vape. Whether it's a smoke on the porch after dinner or a few puffs from a vape pen on the couch, using nicotine at night is like pouring gasoline on the fire of stroke risk. Most people link smoking to lung cancer, but its effect on your heart and blood vessels is immediate and devastating. Nicotine, whether from cigarettes or vapes, is a vasoconstrictor. It makes your blood vessels clamp down and narrow. This instantly drives your blood pressure up. Every single time you smoke or vape, you're causing a surge in pressure, right when your body is supposed to be relaxing and your blood pressure should be getting lower. But the damage doesn't stop there. The chemicals in tobacco smoke and vape aerosols are toxic to the delicate lining of your blood vessels, the endothelium. Smoking and vaping make this lining inflamed, stiff, and sticky. This process, called atherosclerosis, allows plaque to build up, narrowing your arteries. If a piece of that plaque breaks off, it can cause a clot that leads to a stroke. To make matters worse, nicotine also makes your blood stickier and more likely to clot. So at the same time, you're damaging your blood vessels and making your blood more dangerous. Vaping is not a safe alternative. Studies confirm that vaping nicotine also raises blood pressure and heart rate and constricts blood vessels, just like smoking does. So, the only solution here is to work towards quitting. There is no safe amount of smoking or vaping. That one cigarette after dinner isn't a harmless habit. It's a dose of poison for your cardiovascular system. Quitting is incredibly hard, so it's important to get support. Talk to your doctor about programs and tools like nicotine patches or gum that can help you succeed. For your evening routine, figure out what triggers you to smoke or vape. Is it stress? Boredom? A habit after eating? Once you know the trigger, find a replacement. If you always smoke after dinner, get up and go for a walk, brush your teeth, or call a friend. The goal is to break the link. The benefits of quitting start almost immediately. Within 20 minutes of your last cigarette, your heart rate and blood pressure start to drop. Over time, your risk of stroke plummets. For some people, after 5 to 15 years, their stroke risk can be nearly the same as someone who never smoked. By taking this one habit out of your evening, you are making the single most powerful change you can to protect your brain and reclaim your health. Number 2. Mindless munching on salty snacks. We're almost at the top. At number 2 is a habit that can feel totally automatic, grabbing a bag of chips, pretzels, or crackers while you're watching TV. This kind of mindless munching on processed, salty snacks is silently wrecking your cardiovascular health, especially while you sleep. The problem is, sodium, or salt, makes your body hold on to water. This extra water increases the total volume of blood in your system. Think of it like turning up the pressure on a garden hose. The force inside gets much stronger. The same thing happens in your arteries, and your blood pressure goes up. Eating these salty snacks at night is especially bad. Your body is less active, so your kidneys don't get rid of the extra salt and fluid as well. This means the salt hangs around in your system longer, keeping your blood pressure high. This directly contributes to that dangerous non-dipper pattern, where your blood pressure stays elevated all night long, putting your arteries under constant stress and accelerating damage. The danger is often hidden. It's not just in chips. Sodium is used as a preservative in almost all processed foods. Canned soups, frozen meals, cured meats, and even some breads can be loaded with it. A single serving of a snack can have a huge chunk of your recommended daily sodium limit. The solution is all about awareness and substitution. First, start paying close attention to the sodium content in your food, especially your evening snacks. Read the nutrition labels. You'll probably be shocked. Second, swap out those salty processed snacks for whole foods that are naturally low in sodium and high in minerals that actually help lower your blood pressure, like potassium. Making simple swaps for your evening snack can make a big difference. Instead of reaching for salted nuts, grab a handful of unsalted almonds or walnuts. You can trade chips and dip for crunchy baby carrots or cucumber slices with hummus. If you're craving something creamy, try a bowl of plain Greek yogurt with some fresh berries instead of ice cream. A banana is also a perfect choice because it's packed with potassium, which helps your body get rid of excess sodium. By cutting down on evening sodium, you're taking direct control of your nighttime blood pressure. You're helping your body get that vital restorative dip each night, which reduces the wear and tear on your arteries. This simple swap, trading the salty bag for a piece of fruit or some unsalted nuts, is one of the most effective ways you can protect your heart and brain while you sleep. Number 1. Staying up too late. And here we are at number 1. This habit is the ultimate silent threat because it feels so normal in our modern 24/7 world. Staying up too late and disrupting your body's natural sleep schedule. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a fundamental biological need for brain and body restoration. When you consistently stay up too late, You're not just making yourself tired, you are actively increasing your stroke risk. Studies have found that people who regularly sleep less than 6 hours a night have a significantly higher risk of experiencing a stroke. The damage happens in several ways. First, sleep deprivation triggers inflammation and releases stress hormones like cortisol, which can lead to high blood pressure. High blood pressure is the leading risk factor for stroke. Second, lack of sleep disrupts that crucial overnight dip in blood pressure, meaning your cardiovascular system remains under stress all night long. But it's not just about the amount of sleep. An inconsistent schedule, going to bed and waking up at different times each day, disrupts your body's internal clock, or circadian rhythm. This irregularity alone has been shown to increase the risk of heart attack and stroke, even if you get enough total hours of sleep. The solution is to prioritize sleep and create a consistent evening routine that signals to your body it's time to wind down. The goal for most adults is to get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. To achieve this, it is crucial to set a consistent bedtime, going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends, which stabilizes your circadian rhythm. You should also create a wind-down ritual in the hour before bed. This means turning off bright screens that can interfere with the sleep hormone melatonin, and instead, reading a book, listening to calming music, or doing some light stretching. Optimizing your environment by making your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool also promotes deep, uninterrupted sleep. Finally, as we've already covered, it's essential to avoid evening stimulants like caffeine or nicotine in the hours before bed, as both disrupt sleep quality. By making sleep a non-negotiable priority, you are giving your body the time it needs to repair and recover. You are helping to naturally lower your blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and keep your heart in a healthy rhythm. Protecting your sleep is one of the most powerful, foundational steps you can take to dramatically lower your risk of stroke and protect your long-term brain health. So, there you have it. 7 crucial habits to avoid after 5 p.m. to protect your brain. We've covered everything from when you eat your dinner to when you go to bed. To quickly recap, the goal is to create a nightly routine that works with your body. This means finishing dinner a few hours before bed and breaking up long hours on the couch with movement. It means swapping out alcohol for a calming tea and setting a firm caffeine curfew. It means making the life-saving choice to quit smoking and being mindful of salt in your snacks. And finally, it means recognizing the silent threat of sleep deprivation and making a consistent, healthy sleep schedule a top priority. The most important message here is that you are in control. While some stroke risk factors like age and genetics are out of our hands, the vast majority are tied to habits we can change. The choices you make every single evening have a direct impact on your long-term health. This isn't about depriving yourself. It's about making smart choices that honor your body's need for rest. Start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one thing from this list to work on this week. Maybe it's just moving your dinner time up by 30 minutes or swapping your chips for an apple. Small, consistent changes are what build powerful, healthy habits over time. You have the power to improve your health, starting tonight. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a like to help it reach more people. And for more evidence-based tips to protect your health, be sure to subscribe. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What is one evening habit you're going to try to change? Share your commitment in the comments below. It's a great way to stay motivated and support others on the same journey.
And with that, we wrap up today's video. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. For more queries, I have also added some studies at the end of this video description. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Stay healthy, stay fine.